New American Liberty League, listen. I know I don't have the face for videos or the voice for podcasts. So to all you Democrats that have the balls to watch this video all the way through, I'm sorry. I am D. Hearn, Daniel Leonardo Hernandez. This is my son, Emil Alexander Hernandez, in whom I am well pleased. Big topic today, we're going to get into saving our culture. In the rest of the notebook, we got news, Trump's Middle Eastern trip, this Biden cover-up, which is starting to really get out of hand. In the capitalist pig part, we're going to get into the importance of your circle. Got a graduation and a few cool things going on in life. We'll get into all that. Big topic for today. Saving our beautiful culture. Our beautiful Judeo-Christian European culture. And why it's so important to save. It's so important to save because it is civilization. Is that where civilization started? No. But the first world that we know of today is European culture and American culture. It is a culture of civilized people, of rules, laws, beautiful architecture, innovation, success, charity, beautiful churches. It is a godly culture above all things. It is a godly culture and must remain so. We are a beautiful people. And for too long, our culture and people that follow it and care about it have sat quietly and been ran over. And we've watered ourselves down, our culture and our nations down to fit into other cultures that have came here. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Early immigrants here came from Europe. They were never going to have a problem assimilating into the melting pot. Then you get a lot of Cuban influence, South American influence, and early immigrants from there. They came here for opportunity to work. They love America. Go to Miami and you see the Cuban people are some of the most patriotic people you ever meet. Do they play dominoes and drink Cuban coffee at home? Yes. But they have fit in perfectly to American culture. And their culture added something unique to one American city. They did not try to force their culture on us, and we did not water our culture down for them. And that's why it's such a great mix. There is now a culture of immigrants that have came here for the last 20 years, not for that work ethic, not for that opportunity, not to assimilate, but to shove their flags in our face, to come here to live off of people that have achieved the American dream. They come here for welfare that our European culture has provided to them. They've came here for all the wrong reasons, and it shows. And we must stop accepting it. The black culture, this is not a skin thing, but the black culture many of them fit in beautifully with our culture, with the European culture, born here, raised here, American as could be, American as you and me, successful, educated, just a Judeo-Christian, beautiful people, beautiful culture. Yet they let the minority of the black culture that destroy neighborhoods, loot, riot, have children out of wedlock, make criminals heroes. They've been too quiet and let that part of their culture percolate into American culture. And now when people think of black communities and black neighborhoods, because too many good black people have been quiet, that's what America thinks of. And it's no different for white people. For too long, we've let white liberals define our culture. And now we're getting to a point where we're finally stepping up and we're not accepting it no more. We demand better. Black Americans should demand better. All Americans should demand better. We should demand that our culture in America, derived from a European culture, is what stands, is what goes forward. It's worth fighting for, because you look all over the world where it's lost, and look what they've lost. Help me with this stat, Emil. 70%, I believe, of children in the last 12 years born in England are Muslim.
Yeah, I believe that's how the stat goes, 70%. And I think that is very scary, and that also means America is the last place that holds out Western hope.
And they're coming here in big numbers. Look at Michigan. Look at the city they tried to develop in Texas. They were going to put a Sharia law ran community in Texas, and the governor stepped up to stop it. So there's that aspect. Also in our culture, women and men. I believe recently men have hit rock bottom. Fathers abandoning their kids, white and black, but it's a huge problem in the black community. I believe 60% of children are not raised with a father at home, something ridiculous like that. But it's an American problem, black and white. Men, and if you look at all these liberal men that have no idea how to be a man, men have hit rock bottom. Now, good men are starting to realize their value. They've seen other good men for decades be taken advantage of, child support, alimony, terrible women, and they stopped getting married. And now you have a younger generation like Emil they're doing everything the right way, knowing their value, building their value, and waiting to get married. The problem now is women haven't realized they've hit rock bottom too. So you're going to have a generation of men that know their value when women haven't started knowing that yet. Young women, think about being a wife. You had a single mom at home, you didn't get a chance to see her be a wife, that doesn't matter. You need to think about being a wife young, before the baggage, before the body count, before the tattoos, before the disgusting habits, before another man's kids that's not going to stay with you. Think about being a wife, because young men now are thinking about being husbands earlier than my generation was. And just that alone, and that goes for all Americans, black, white, Spanish, doesn't matter. That goes for all Americans. That part of culture is huge, and we have to do better. Young men are starting to do it. Continue to do better, young men. And women, you have to wake up. This leftist mentality of what it is to be feminine, what it is to be a woman, a strong, independent woman, it's killing you guys. It's killing your value, and it's killing our culture, and we have to do better. Emil, is that something, knowing how hard it's been for you? I know girls talk to you, girls check you out all the time. I see it, and you are like, nope, I'm waiting. Because I know it worries me for you. You waiting for the right woman, does it worry you? Because do you think by the time you're established and ready to look for a woman, they're getting, every day you wait, they're getting worse and worse. If you wait to 21, 22, does it scare you that you won't be able to find a good woman?
No, I'm not too worried. I think Tallahassee gives us a bad sense of bad perception, because women in Tallahassee tend to be garbage. But I don't mean that in a bad way, but they tend to be.
Not in a bad way. Good garbage.
Yeah. But I know there are women out there. I have one that comes to my head immediately. So I know there's still good women out there, and I'm not too worried. But I do think they're becoming increasingly more and more rare. So when you find them, you have to realize they're valuable and take your chance and go after them and make them your wife.
Yeah. Like I said, our people my age and definitely generations before me have dropped the ball on protecting our culture, protecting every aspect of it, the Judeo-Christian values of it, the Europeanness of it, the beauty of art and architecture, all these things that we've let slip and we've lost over the decades. My generation is finally waking up to it. But for years, we were scared of terms like racism, homophobia, is Islamophobia. We were scared of these things. Now we know it's up to us to change that narrative. Will your generation be the first to be completely unapologetic about how beautiful our culture is and wanting to save it?
I really hope so, although I think when it comes to culture, the answer is actually no, because I think there's too many of us. I think it's like 70-30. I think 70% still hold that scared of homophobia, scared of Islamophobia, all of that stuff. And the other 30% seems to have a stronger core, stronger moral value. And I do think that 30% is probably going to be the one that raises in politics. So I think politically we're going to be good, but culture-wise I still think the majority of us are missing something. And I want to talk about what you're saying with losing the culture over time. I really think there's only one answer to this, and I think it's that if you're a Judeo-Christian and you're conservative, you have to make it your goal to repopulate. Because if we lose our population like what's happening in Britain, that is a very big problem. We have to make sure that we stick to being the majority. If we become the minority, that is how countries fall. When countries stop having God involved, you can say goodbye to your country.
Absolutely. And it starts with each individual. It starts with each household, each church. Don't be ashamed of who you are. I don't care if you're black, white, where you come from. Don't be scared of your roots. Don't be scared of who you are. But if you are white, it's okay to be white. You don't have to be guilty about it. We've done amazing things for this nation and for the world and humanity in general. Don't be scared to be who you are. If you are if you love this nation, no matter what color are, you love it all the way. You call it like you see it. We're not perfect. Our government is definitely not perfect. But what our founders have established in this nation and the gift the almost 400 million of us have to be born here, it's something worth protecting. Don't be ashamed of it. If you are a Judeo-Christian, speak on it. Speak on it. You know what's going on with this leftist mentality and that side of our culture. You know it's wrong. And the fact that it slipped this bad and this far is our fault for being quiet. We, the good people, all the good people of America, all the good people of the European culture, no matter what color, we have to be more vocal. We cannot not let the minority describe us. We cannot let them speak for us. We cannot let them be the example that we give to the world. The silent majority that care about our culture, that care about freedom, the Constitution, God, we have to be more aggressive. We have to become more extreme. If you're right-wing, become a right-wing extremist. We have to take it to where they've taken it. They're pushing harder than ever before because they're finally starting to get some pushback. For decades, they didn't have to come off as extremists because we were handing everything away like candy.
If you see something that is blatantly evil, it is your job to step in and say something.
Absolutely.
Because we have been silent for too long and have held the view that, people can have whatever opinions they want. And as that is true, you can have whatever opinions you want. But when you go out there and start voicing it, somebody has to be on the other side voicing as well that your opinion is terrible, if it is bad.
That's it. We got to call it how we see it. An interesting thing about immigration, you listen to older generations of immigrants that came here the right way. And you know what they can't stand? The way they're coming now. Illegally sneaking through the back door, demanding welfare. They are calling out their own. Listen to black conservatives. You know a black conservative from a black Democrat immediately. And black conservatives are calling out their own. Our families have to do better. Looting is not right. We can't keep destroying cities. Call out your own. Same with white Americans. We got to call it how we see it. No matter what, don't be scared to call it how you see it. Whatever subpopulation, whatever color these people are, if it's other white people, if it's Republicans, any time you see bad, like Emil said, it doesn't matter. When you see something bad for our culture, bad for politics, bad for our children, not biblical. Call it out. You cannot be scared of what people that don't know you say about you. We have to lose the fear of that. I've been called racist 1,000 times. You know who never called me racist? People that actually know me, know my life, know my family, know my friend circle. People who don't know me love to say it. I don't care anymore. Yeah, if I'm called racist for calling things how I see it, so be it. So be it. But I call out everyone, and we have to get to that level. You cannot be scared to save our culture. Sponsor this half hour. It's a great friend of mine. They got a family business, kind of like we do. They do everything: garage doors, foam insulation, attic fans. It's Turner's Garage Door. Matt, Kyle, their dad, great people. I've used them for multiple garage doors. We actually just got an attic fan in the house, and within an hour of Kyle installing it and leaving, the house was 4 degrees cooler inside. So they got great products, and they're a great conservative family. If you're in Tallahassee and you need anything like that, give them a call. Turner Garage Doors. News, Emil. A lot of news, and we're going to give it the quickest deep dive ever because that's what we do. We go right to the deep dive. Trump in the Mideast, amazing success. Came back with, I believe,
12 trillion?
Some trillions of new investments from multiple countries in the Mideast. Oil talks for OPEC to produce more oil and drop prices. Gutter, however you say that word. There you go. Offering Trump a plane, which is driving liberals absolutely mad. It's just a lot to it. I think the most important thing about this trip is you have to bring these emerging countries, especially oil-rich countries, on your side because oil is something China don't have. So I think quietly behind the scenes, a lot of this Middle Eastern trip, a lot of what America's doing in South America, all over the world, is really to isolate China. And I think it's a great move. These countries love Trump. They love American culture. Look at Saudi Arabia. They got their own golf association now. They got fights they do. They love American culture. I mean, any thoughts on the Middle East trip, Emil?
Yeah, exactly what you said. I thought it was a great success. When it comes to the plane thing, I actually don't think it's the best. If a Democrat received a $400 billion plane, I'd probably call it out as bribery.
Yeah.
But it is cool he got a plane, I guess.
I don't think he got it, but offered.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I think it was a great success. Seeing all of the interviews where he was meeting up with all these rich people in the Middle East was really cool. Even the NVIDIA guy, I believe, showed up, and you got to hear him speaking to them. I thought it was really cool. Hearing him at some of the military bases, I thought overall...
Yep. And one cool thing I didn't know about a lot of these Middle Eastern countries, have little to no success tax on their people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I didn't know that till this trip. I heard some of the interviews. All right, the other big thing that's in the news, and I think this is huge. I think it has been huge. It seems prevalent more recently, but this is something we've been talking about and knowing about for 6-7 years, is the left-wing cover-up, full government, full media, full press cover-up of Biden's mental state and his health in general. This is something that it's dangerous. This half-dead airbag was in the White House for 4 years. It's extremely dangerous. It was extremely obvious. If you were a Democrat reporter and you truly didn't know Biden was half dead, you should not be a reporter. If you're a Democrat voter and you could not see that Biden was completely incompetent, you should not be a voter. But there was a cover-up, and there was people running this country that we don't know who it was. The DocuSign, the auto pin, we don't know who was signing these things without other people present. That whole idea needs to go away. This is a huge cover-up, like guillotine level cover-up. Any thoughts on that whole cover up, Emil? And Biden's state just now coming out with cancer, the timing. Any thoughts on any of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something we all knew, which makes it a little bit boring. I think the cancer part is the real interesting thing because they've been screening for prostate cancer, I believe, since Carter on every president, like very often, and they say they'd never screened Biden once for prostate cancer, which probably meant going into it, he already had it and they knew, so they knew not to check him.
Yep.
Which I think that makes a very interesting cover-up. When it comes to the docu-signing, I mean, that's ridiculous, and that should make absolutely everything he signed pretty much null and void immediately.
Yeah. I mean,
because it wasn't the president. There's no way it was actually him docu-signing, and I think that's very obvious. I also don't think a president should be able to docu-sign any bill.
right.
I think a president should have to sign something on paper, even if somebody has to write that paper right in front of him, if he's like out of town or something.
Or if there's some kind of emergency and there's multiple witnesses to it being the president signing it.
A camera on him, something.
Something, yeah. Democrats say that the deep state is a conspiracy theory, of course. The swamp is a conspiracy theory, of course. The shadow government is a conspiracy theory. Does it get more shadow deep state than not knowing who is actually signing off things for the man in the White House? I refuse to say president. For the man in the White House. Like, there is no definition of shadow government more than that.
And the FBI covering it all up.
Oh, man, come on, Cash. Come on, Cash. Let's clean this place up. I know it's only been, 150 days, 160 days, but, oh, man, I'm getting so anxious for things to really start rolling.
I think like 120.
Whatever it is. Yeah. That's a huge story. And man, we got to start, Republicans, conservatives, we got to really start demanding, because our side is good about getting these things out there and pushing at first, and then we let everything slide. Which, with the books, with all this information coming out on Biden's being half dead during that 4 years, the timing of them releasing this thing about cancer is so that we all lose our heart in our fight. And poor Joe Biden, this is elder abuse. Oh, pray for Joe. Yeah, pray for Joe's soul. Pray for his soul. I don't want him to go to hell. But I don't feel bad for this man. This man has ripped our nation off for 40 years. His family has ripped our nation off for 40 years. He let a war go on for the purpose of money laundering. This man does not deserve sympathy. If anything, I say now's the time we go at him harder. Also in the news, we got the big beautiful bill getting a little bit resistance, but I actually like who it's getting resistance from is the Freedom Caucus. I don't know what happened to the term conservative, but there is very few conservatives nowadays that care about spending. And there's I think 5 people holding this up because they want more spending cuts in it. There's so many things in the bill I love, but I agree with them. Now's our time to strike. Get more spending cuts.
I completely agree. And I see no reason why Republicans wouldn't want that. Like, everyone's talking about the Freedom Caucus like they're these bad people holding up this bill. They don't want tax cuts. The Freedom Caucus wants tax cuts, but if you're going to make tax cuts, you also shouldn't be spending the same amount. I think that's very obvious. And yeah, I think they're doing great work. People like Massey. And yeah, overall, I think one of the big things was Elon Musk stopped working with Doge
as much
this month. And I think a big portion of that was all of the stuff he was trying to get cut. He was showing it to Congress, getting it to Congress. And Republicans were like, no, they're going to keep spending the money anyway. So he was coming at them with corruption and fraud. And they were just like, this is fine. We're just going to keep spending the money. We don't really care.
Yeah, and imagine his frustration being a businessman in the private sector that's used to actually being able to get things done. Imagine his frustration after, 3.5 months, whatever it's been, 4 months of doing Doge. And then all of a sudden, you find almost 2 trillion, or what was it? The number?
100 billion, I think.
No, I think it was like almost 200 billion they
200
found.
billion, okay.
And then you don't even get half of it cut when it's the party that voted for this. It's the party that ran on this, the party that voted for this, and they don't even approve half the cuts. That got to be.
Republicans have got to do better in the House.
Listen, Trump planes by guitar. We love Trump so much we gave him a plane. And now Trump is going to fly Muslims back to the Middle East. Unbelievable. Thank you, Qatar. Trump planes by guitar. Qatar. Qatar.
Qatar.
Yeah, whatever. Qatar.
Also flying out of Britain.
Qatar. And flying next to Britain. Fake sponsor this half hour. Capitalist pig section of meal. This is an important one. I constantly tell you guys this. Constantly tell people around me this. People in the household, my own family. Even if you're not trash, when you hang out with trash, you start to stink. There is nothing, I don't think, in success, maybe prayer, faith. Other than that, there is nothing in that world, the world of money, investments, success. There may be nothing more important than the circle you keep around you. I always see things as 3 types of people. You got your good anchors. These are people that don't really care maybe about the money, but they love you, they give you purpose, and they keep you grounded. These are good anchors. Then you got bad anchors. These are people that just stop you from flying. They weigh you down, they hold you back. They are the bad anchors. And then you got the wings, the motors, the people that help you fly, help you take off. You really have to know who's who in your circle. And you have to get rid of those bad anchors. And it sucks because those bad anchors may be people in your own family. They may be people that you grew up with. They may be people that you truly do care about. And you could care about them from a distance. You could pray for them. You could do all these things. But those bad anchors will hinder you. And if you truly care about the other people around you, know that those bad anchors will hinder them. Because if it's a circle, it's a circle. And any part of the wing is going to help your whole circle fly. And any bad anchor is going to keep your circle down. So, especially for young people, for some old people, this is probably a harder thing to just pick up. Some people have it or they don't. For some reason, I have it. It's something I've always had. I don't deal with people that do drugs. Nasty habits. I don't keep whores in the circle. I do have some atheists that I'm friends with and talk to, but I don't, I try to keep mostly godly people in the circle, mostly conservatives in the circle. I have conservative friends that I've never seen before. Tim Todd, Stephen Hopkins. I got just people that I've never seen before that I consider better friends and family than people that are my own blood. And the reason for that is because I know they're good people. They're like-minded people. We got the same values. So it's important. Those people that don't hold your values, those people that hold you down, cut them off. I'm good at it. If you're older and you've never done it before, that may be something that's foreign to you. It may be hard to you, but I'm speaking to people of Meal's age, young people. This is the most important for you to know now, especially when you're at that age that you're most likely going to do the dumbest shit you're going to do in your life is in your late teens, 20s. This, for you, is when it's most important to develop that. Love, even bad people, you can love them and pray for them from a distance. Keep your circle good anchors and wings, motors, propellers. Your circle is unbelievably important, and it's something you have to acknowledge and really work on as you're young. Any thoughts on that, Emil?
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think the hardest part for this, for a lot of people, is you think about cutting people off, and you're like, well, I'm going to be lonely. And then the question becomes, well, is it better to be lonely or be with people that are actively dragging you down? And the question is, you're going to do better alone. And then the next step when you're alone is to go and find people who are going to pull you forward. And I think there does have to be this lonely transition, because if you're actively hanging around bad people, these good people aren't going to want to hang around with you as long as you're hanging around with bad people. So you have to be lonely first. I got very lucky in the sense that I found a good friend group early on, and I also have my dad around me to guide me. But I think for the average person, that is the way it goes. You have to suffer through a lonely period before things get better.
And it's good for you. And you know what? I don't know how it is with females, maybe them too, but I'll just speak for guys I know. Most guys I know that are successful, most alpha males, they've had that period, and they're totally okay with it. And they see it like, man, I don't need an anchor, I don't need a wing, I don't need nothing. I'm gonna fly this shit by myself. And they make things happen by themselves. So yes, he's right. You have to be okay with going alone. You have to be okay with it. Usually, when people see that person, when the right people see that person that's not afraid to lead a pack, not afraid to do things by himself, whether there's help or not, when people see that person, good people gravitate to that person. So don't be you and God. Sometimes that's all you need. And then the right people fall in place, because the right people, they'll follow you, but followers won't follow you. Other leaders will follow you. Never look at yourself as a person that wants followers around them. No, you want a group of leaders around you. A group of people that don't look to you for every answer, that don't think you're the smartest person in the room every time, that you could bounce ideas off of and philosophies off of and strategies off of. Surround yourself with other leaders. Be careful for followers. If they're follow you because they love you, they trust you, they believe in you, and they're there for the right reasons, great. But some of those followers will want to ride your pigtails, but not help. And then the minute you slip, they're out of there. So Emil's right. You have to be okay with doing things alone. And if not, when you do build that circle, when you do start to think about that circle, make sure everyone is as strong as you. You don't surround yourself with weak people because you want to be the man, or you want to be the head, or you want to be the lead. Nah. Leaders, a circle of leaders. That's what you want.
And I think the most important part of that is also to find people who are actively growing alongside you. Because if you find people that are just equivalent to where you are right now, that might be good for a little bit to bounce ideas off of, but eventually you're going to outgrow that group and have to find others. So I think what is best is to find people that are actively growing, so y'all guys can always bounce ideas off of each other, and y'all guys actively get ahead together instead of you having to eventually leave that group.
That's right. And this is the capitalist pig section. So yeah, we're talking about money. We're talking about ways to get successful. But man, it plays into everything.
Fitness,
everything. God, success, family. If you're around a good people with good, strong family values, you're most likely to brag and talk about and want to show your family values. Mm-hmm. If you're around dudes that love going to the strip club and partying all weekend, there's a chance that you may fall into that because they can make it sound fun. If that's what they're doing, they could have all the money in the world. But if they're doing that kind of stuff, then those are the thoughts, suggestions, and things they're bouncing off you. You don't want that. With the right circle, it helps you at in every aspect. Life, Emil. So, a couple cool things. Emil got a night job going now, so this kid works day and night. Despite having COVID, how many people did you give COVID to at work? Like 17 already?
Hopefully not.
Amazing. Night job, chess coaching going good, all kind of good stuff happening for Emil. But in the family, and I'm sure around America at this time of the year, we got graduations coming up. So I got one daughter about to go to the University of South Florida. Another daughter of mine is graduating from trade school. She does hair and makeup and all this stuff, and she's actually really good. She already got a job doing it, and she's graduating from a tech school. Emil graduated last year, but my other son, Jason, that you guys haven't seen yet, is graduating high school. I mean, he barely made it with attendance. I mean, he's like, it's never too late to fail. But one thing I'm really proud of with him is that he's going to the military. This is something he decided to do about 2 years ago. And he said this is what he wants to do right after high school. Where he gets that from, I don't know, because I was never brave enough to be in the military. No one in my family, no one in his mom's family. It's an odd, usually that's something you kind of pass down and it's a family thing. But no, something he's doing on his own, and it's something that will better him and better generations to come. And really proud of him. So anyway, to all of you that have graduates and all you graduates out there, congratulations. Have a great time. It's graduation season, which is always really cool. Support every page, every conservative page, every conservative family, person, business. Support like-minded people. We need each other. If you think that you're 20, 30, 40 followers and people that pay attention to you don't make a difference, they do. They do, because there's millions of us. There's millions of us now. And we're powerful. Man, it's a movement. And we need it to be more. We need to be more extreme. We need to be more conservative. Fight for your culture. Find people that love and care about their culture, this nation, our God. Support like-minded people. And we are the new American Liberty League.
Saving the Republic, one listener at a time.